sometimes these shows that get the higher downloads, that have massive listeners, guests pay to be on those shows. So keep that in mind too, that there's often a pay to play aspect. And us first time authors, we may not realize that going into it, but that is something to just keep in mind depending on who you're pitching and why you're pitching them.
I have a follow-up question to that. When is it okay to pay to be a guest? Because generally when someone says to me, hey, would love to have you on, like they reached out to me, they want to have me on, and then they're like, by the way, I want $25. I'm like, I mean, I'm not saying like $25 is like no small change or huge or anything, but just like any money above zero is unusual for me in the experience that I've had.
So let me get this straight. They reached out to you and then told you it was $25.
Yes.
So I'll tell you something really not great that I do. I get so many inquiries. It's overwhelming. And some of the inquiries just seem downright disrespectful, to be perfectly honest. And so when I get the ones that don't say anything about my show, the person doesn't have anything that makes them unique. It's clearly a publicist reaching out who's doing a very poor job. I'll respond with, yeah, I'd love to have you on the show. It's $1,000 for an episode. And I've never had anybody take me up on that, but that's the point.
That's awesome.
That's the point.
I've never heard of that, of people, like, I was just thinking, like, I've never heard of guests being charged. Like, I kind of think that that's kind of a little bit odd, because you'd think that they would monetize through ads rather than having the guest pay, because it's almost like having an honor to have a certain person, especially if like they're bigger and that some people have to pay. I think that you can get around not having to pay, get on several different podcasts. So it's same with like, you know, going on a different route, like getting book reviewers. Like if they asked you to pay, no, you can find someone else who would do it for free. I think what the biggest thing that authors, because I get a lot of messages from authors, because like Eric or Brian or whoever is telling them that I always look for guests on my show, which is great, but they're always pitching the book to me. I do not care about the book. I care about what value you're going to bring to my podcast. I care about what you're going to talk about. I care about what story you're going to share. I do not give a crap about your book. Like all of us here have written books too. And, you know, Alisha, you're going to be publishing soon. So at that point, like, that's not relevant to me. I care about what it is you're going to be sharing on the podcast. And yeah, plug your book at the end maybe, or at the beginning. Right. But for me, when you're going out pitching, yeah, maybe drop it slightly, but don't make the whole pitch about your book, because that's not valuable.
Unless that's what the podcast is about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't try to sell yourself. Try to give value in your pitch. I think that's the biggest thing. So
I'm high-fiving you.